Hi Kiwi, we are back at Hades 1, and today we are going to be running the sword. Now I know in the last episode I had talked about running the spear, but I decided I am going to try the sword. And not just the sword that I've had the worst performance on, namely the aspect of Arthur. We're going to take the lambent plume, and I have a very weird gimmick build in mind, which is why I'm taking Arthur. And I figured that would be enough to entice me to do it, or do the sword over the spear here. But
my choice is made.
Let's see how this run unfurls.
Mortals believe that there is no return from here. They are correct, and we all must do our part to keep it that way. We have a certain reputation to uphold.
I think we've pretty much made it very clear that there is a possibility of getting out of here. You just need to entice
Time to uphold it, then.
You need to entice the affections of many gods in your favor. Anyway, we're starting.
Hey, Zagreus, good luck out there this time. I'd tell you may your aim be true, but I can guarantee it, actually.
Admittedly, of all the gods I wanted to see on this run, Artemis isn't really the one I was looking for. Crit chance on the special, I guess we take that. Or actually, her dash strike is really good on the sword, so we'll take that and see if we can get a double strike build going then. Maybe we just go for crit on the attack. Alright. But the idea I had, admittedly, was just trying to be as tanky as possible, because we maxed out the aspect of Arthur, and what that means for us is we get 40% damage reduction whenever we're standing in our aura, and I was thinking about maybe going as many revenge boons as I could possible, get Zeus's and Ares duo, and then do with that. Unfortunately, RNG said we're probably not going to go that route, so like I said, we'll just go a very meaty dash strike build, I think, as a pivot. We'll see. We'll honestly see how this goes. Most importantly, though, I just need to remember to play kind of safe, because I am very prone to taking damage, but it seems like RNG has decided that we are going the dash strike build, because there is your dash strike hits twice, it deals 20% more damage.
That's a blade.
Okay, there's Demeter. I could also go for her cast and get a crystal clarity build going. This isn't the strongest build for it, but you know what? Having a good ranged option doesn't sound like a bad idea for us. Yeah, we'll take her as our second. I mean, there is the option of potentially still getting what I need from her. As you can see, I am really prone to taking damage on Arthur. Just the slow attack speed relative to the other weapons I'm used to playing. I think I've made it clear that I like to be aggressive and play fast.
I am so very moved. I have a daughter once again, and I have a grandson too. I thought I felt something when first I met you, but I brushed it off, just like a fleck of snow.
Well, I'm happy you have your family again, Demeter. Alright, so we do Ravenous Will. I don't wanted her special, honestly. Or sorry, her cast, honestly. I guess we'll take Ravenous Will. That'll give us the damage up and the further defense. Dionysus really doesn't play well with this build, I would say, so we'll skip him, I think. Yeah. I guess if we got his legendary with Trippy Shot, maybe I could make it work, but beyond that, I feel like Dionysus is the wrong call, so we'll just make it nice and easy here.
Heads up.
Maybe one thing that I'm not playing well with this weapon that I need to learn to do better is
catch some fish.
Is the fact that because we have damage reduction and slowing effect on the aura, maybe I have to make sure that I'm fighting enemies in my aura first. That might be part of the issue that I have with using Arthur effectively. But the thing at this point that we need is just a matter of once we get if we get Artemis's attack and get crit chance on the attack, these guys are going to have such a hard time. We're going to be doing so much potential damage simply because we're hitting for a base 85 before we even get the damage modifier on the attack or the crit.
The lambent plume. Sharpen my senses.
Athena and Poseidon. Could make an argument for Athena. Athena on the attack or the special would be pretty decent. Thinking about what gods I want. I wanted Artemis. We've got Demeter. Duos between these kids don't really matter that much to me, it seems. So then I guess, this is a tough decision for me. I think I want Athena more than I want Poseidon here. So we'll take Athena. And if we can slow down the sneak, we might be able to get some hits on it before it teleports away, maybe. Strong maybe. I do appreciate that you can kind of animation cancel the attack if you're charging it up while dashing. That's a bit of valuable information to recognize. Those dash strikes hurt though. Wow.
Your labors make you stronger, noble cousin, and the blessings I now offer ought to make you stronger still.
Thank you, Athena. What have you got? Your attack, your cast, or your sure-footing? I might try and hold out for Demeter's cast, so I guess we have to take the... Nah. Do I re-roll here, though? I don't think I re-roll. I would have most liked her special. Her special would have been really helpful. Maybe I re-roll here. It's not really the best use of a re-roll, but we'll do it. Ooh, okay. I'll take her call. Yeah, that'll make it so I can just full-on monkey mode when I'm DPSing. Coin or a random palm level. It can only hit the cast, or it'll only hit the dash or Athena's aid. I don't think it can affect Ravenous Will from Demeter. So no matter what it lands on, it's going to be a nice beneficial effect for us, I would say. Oh, I forgot to mention, as far as heat goes, we're running 13 heat. We took 3 levels of extreme measures, and oh geez, you have such a slow attack speed. I need to get used to that and remember that I shouldn't lock myself into an attack so quickly.
Nice.
What have we got here? Darkness, sure, we'll take darkness. Anyway.
Stop him, wretches.
3 levels of extreme measures, and then we maxed out benefits package and metal management, and that's about all we took for this run because we only needed 13 heat to reach our bounty. See that witch hiding over there. You're not getting out of this fight that easily. Hey, I think Artemis.
Every time.
I think Aspect of Arthur is just a weapon that I'll need to practice to be able to work with because I'm not used to these very slow hits. The very low attack speed is a degree of debilitating, let's say. But I guess that's what our special is for. If we can, the issue with the special is I kind of have to kite enemies into it, otherwise I just don't have a chance for it to hit. Honestly, based on how that just played out, maybe I'm better off just spamming dash attack, as I had mentioned would probably be how we build the run anyway. Because it melts enemies, wow.
No way.
More coin, what have we got here from the shop?
Anything I need.
Nothing I particularly want, and that palm would be nice on the dash strike if we didn't already have 3 levels on it. So let's take the Chaos Gate here. Dash strike up or attack up would be amazing.
Among infinite possibilities, consider only these.
I give you these options 3. So, unfortunately nothing we particularly want here. I guess we'll just take the HP up. I'm not going to re-roll here. As much as I'd like to see Chaos Boons, I think getting a good Artemis attack is really what we need most here. So, yeah, we'll just take the HP up for now.
Sounds like a trade to me.
And we're getting forced into a gem room. At least we get a little coin out of it because of the effect we have on from the house contractor, but still not the most exciting of options being provided to us. The other issue with Arthur is it's very hard to gain God Gauge on it because your God Gauge fills most predominantly based on numbers of hits dealt rather than the damage number. So even though we have ridiculous damage output, we don't actually have that fast a way to gain God Gauge. Oh good, another Demeter. Hopefully we get her cast here. Like I said before, Crystal Beam will not hurt to have on this build. That Wrangler is just kind of sleeping there, ain't he? I need to learn how to better use my dash strike on this because the issue is it's a lunge, so which means its AoE is pretty minimal. But I guess once I get my call charged up, I can just kind of AFK brain. Let's see, there's our Crystal Beam. Nourished Soul is cool and all, but not really anything we need. So Crystal Beam it is. We drop our cast, does 8 damage every 0.2 seconds, I think it was. We have enough coin to afford something from the shop, but is there anything from the shop I want? Well, we have a chance of seeing Artemis, so I guess I will take that. Missed the coin shop and the coin pot. Random boon. Honestly, I don't have a big idea on what I want to build at this point, so... Alright, Athena's fine.
I bring to you the Lady Demeter, cousin. I've asked that you please rest assured knowing we have your matter well under control. Though in her infinite compassion she has taken up your cause, nevertheless.
Their duo is kind of...
Oh, you needn't lavish me with your faint praise, Athena dear. In all your boundless intellect, I'd have expected you would know I see through your intentions plain as day.
Demeter is too old for this shit, is basically what she's saying. Their duo is kind of meh, to be honest. Stubborn Roots, if you have no Death Defiance, your HP slowly recovers 1 HP every 0.8 seconds, so it's like 5 HP every 4 seconds pretty much, if I'm doing the math in my head correctly. That's not a really significant amount, but we'll take it. Well, I guess we'll take it. Aaron. All set. All right, let's go beat up Meg.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting, ladies.
What happened to your weapon, Zagreus? I sensed its power long before you turned up. That isn't just some dataless enchantment on it.
I am a dragon-slaying sword wielder.
Oh, Stygius and I have been getting much more closely acquainted lately, Meg. Would you care to see the fruits of our healthy symbiotic relationship?
It's like a parasite. It drinks my blood and I feed it cheese.
You and a healthy relationship. Why, yes, then this, I have to say.
That is actually pretty funny commentary from Meg, I have to admit. We still have the Chaos Boon that does damage to us if we use our cast, so I'm not gonna benefit from Ravenous Will here, but I honestly don't think that matters too much. Here, have a Sisyphus.
Princess.
You again.
It basically just skips a phase on her if we drop that. And now I have my damage reduction aura. Oh my god, look at how slow her projectiles are in this. And look how fast I'm running into them. And my attacks are being blocked because my darkness and coin are blocking them. Okay. I've noticed this about the Sisyphus keepsake. Those pickups should not act as walls that block damage. I do actually have a grievance with the game design on that one. The way this game interprets corners and then blocks damage when you're behind them, especially on melee weapons, feels unnecessarily punishing at times, and I do find that inherently frustrating. Meg, you got stuck there a little bit there.
Not yet.
Overall, I'd say this
Strictly business.
build feels like it's going to fall off very quickly if I'm unlucky, but it's fine. Also, for context, the reason why I'm taking the Lament Plume is because I had an idea of making a really silly build where I go
Zagreus has proved unable to contain you.
full tank with
Keepsakes.
Revenge Moons, and I know I mentioned that, but the idea was if I can stack up a bunch of dodge chance, not only would I be tanky, but depending on the DPS potential from Zeus and Ares duo boon, I could pretty reliably just AFK potentially, or just like wander around and let them
boon's worth giving
kind of
up.
get melted. I could honestly sell the duo boon here because I think it's worth more to me as coin than as an actual functioning boon, and honestly with that in mind, yeah, let's go ahead and sell that.
One less boon.
That's 400 more coin. I'll keep the Lambent Plume. I don't think I'm going to be getting many procs on it going forward, just because Asphodel is so big, Elysium is so tanky. Styx, maybe I'll get some procs of it, but overall I feel like I'm not going to be stacking up much more than 12% dodge chance, but honestly,
Getting warmer.
at this point, I'm just going to let the game play itself in terms of what is offered to us. At this point, I mean, what do I want? I want Artemis's attack, and then I really don't know what else I want at that point. So, I think I'm fine. I still, I don't know, dash strikes on the sword feel natural on the faster attacking weapons, but less so here on this slow meat wad of a sword. And they just feel kind of inaccurate. So this is totally a me problem. I'm not blaming the game on that one. I think it's just, I need practice. I need practice with a weapon I never really use. Hermes or coin, I think we're sitting well on coin, and Hermes, an attack up, a dash up, more dodge chance would be hilarious. I think we've got plenty of things to stand to benefit from that Hermes could potentially offer us. Oh, and our Chaos Boon has come through, so we're at 211 HP now. I'm just going to do my wide swings here until I get into a better angle. There we go. Okay. I think part of the issue is just I have to change the direction of... Okay, I think I'm getting it. So what I need to do to use this weapon effectively is I need to hold the direction towards the enemy I'm dashing towards. But then if I dash past them, I need to be sure that I change the direction of my control stick so it aims at
Why,
them.
look at you there, boss. I recognize that fancy plume you got. Just an iota of my speediness in there. But still, much more than most can do.
I guess also because we are holding the Lambent Plume, he can offer us his legendary and he can offer us rush delivery right out the gate. Speaking of which, okay, thanks, Hermes. Rush delivery will help with our damage problem of not having enough damage at any point. Like, there is never a point where you have too much damage. Unless you're one-shotting Hades, I maintain the position you don't have too much damage.
Death is inevitable. You look like you could use a hand.
Actually, fun fact, there is a glitch in this game that lets you one-shot Lerny, or at least one-shot Lerny's final phase, even while he has his shield up. The way it works, I believe, is you need Rama. You need to do Rama's passive that makes it so damage is shared against enemies. Hey, nope. That's mine, Than. You use Rama's passive that makes you share damage against enemies, tag all of the heads of Rama, then use the Artemis dash and attack, get crits on the heads that you can hit, like try and hit all of them, and that damage that gets carried over doesn't seem to get blocked by the shield for whatever reason. So you just like immediately just phase Lerny, or rather kill Lerny, because it is his final phase. Smash out of that trap. There we go. We're gonna get 50 HP. So I mean, the tank quote unquote tank build that I was dreaming about. Wait, what? Did I lose the challenge, or? I actually didn't pay attention. Did we lose the challenge? Oh well. There's Ares. Ares is cool and all, but we want that Artemis. The odds of me clearing an Erebus gate with Artemis in it are very low. I think this is our mid shop, not our final shop for this floor. I know there's a way to see how many floors we've cleared. I don't actually know where that is. Chamber 19. So yeah, I think that's the mid shop. Especially because we're being offered a mini boss. We wouldn't be offered a mini boss. So, this is kind of iffy as to what makes most sense for taking. I kind of want to risk the Artemis, though. The shop is objectively the best choice, I think. And let's do it.
I'm in.
Play unsafe, get punished for it. Especially if we get flame chariots. I don't think there's anything I can do about any of the chariot enemies. Well, let's try.
I see that you've returned.
This is objectively a mistake. I recognize that. I can try and play super safe. Somehow I know that's not going to pay out in the long run, but I'll just dash around. We don't have tight deadlines, so I don't have to rush, despite what Hermes might argue we do. Just try and get what hits I can in. And as long as we are granted enemies that are kind to us, we don't have any of the flying gemstones that will do AoE on us. We don't have any, or the lasers on us that come out really quick. We don't have any of the chariots yet. I think there's a reasonable chance I can pull this off. As long as I don't play super risky, unless I have this active. I can use Athena's boons to my advantage at some points. Okay, let's go ahead and beam you down. I think we've got this, Kiwi. Okay, just keep up the kiting. Get what hits I can in. And use Crystal Beam to kite out the rest. Whoop, hold on. Alright, that's one more. Try and keep him in between the beams if I can. I think we got this, Kiwi. Oh, we're so close. And whoop, bam, we did it.
All right, I've seen enough.
There.
Ooh, crystal clarity already. That's exactly what we wanted to see, I guess. Although pressure points does sound fun. Actually, I guess I wanted the attack more than anything, but we'll take crystal clarity since it was offered to us.
2 for 1.
All right, more Artemis. Ooh, Eurydice is very tempting here. I'm thinking a lot this run, aren't I? I think, honestly, I kind of want the Artemis boon more than I want the Eurydice benefits. So yeah, we're gonna go Artemis. I'm sorry, Eurydice. I'm being super gimmicky right now, and I'm okay with that.
My favorite power
Basically, at this point, we just want Glacial Glare to make it so that our cast chill enemies, and then these enemies will never have a chance against us. Well, they will, but it'll be a bad chance, unless I keep dashing into them. It's funny how I keep getting cast to carry me on the sword run. I was gonna get hit by that, so I needed to block it with Athena's. Oops, oh no, oh no. Oops, okay. Yeah, so I still wouldn't argue that I am the most proficient at the sword, but I'm getting muscle memory for it at this point, I think. Oops. I'm just not paying attention is really the issue, honestly. Okay. I don't have much excuse for that one. That was just bad. Okay, we're finally offered Artemis's attack, and it's the weakest version of it. I could take pressure points just because it's a rarer boon, but it's the difference of 1% crit chance. I think ultimately we want the crit chance anyway, so I'll just take Deadly Strike base level. It's fine. Oh, there was a fish. Oh well. Kind of missed that, didn't I? I do really wish there was a way to more reliably upgrade the rarity of your boons, other than depending on the RNG of Eurydice or Demeter to kind of carry you in that front. I am taking far more damage than I would like. Oh wait, I have AoE range. I have ranged attacks. I can use this to deal with these guys as they're just bouncing around, avoiding me. Where are you? There you are. Let's see you avoid that. You can't, because it's a homing laser. Yeah, I'm still, I wouldn't say I'm perfect with the sword. I'm not even close to perfect. But I am getting more reliable with it, I would say. And the more I practice, the more I'm going to get better at it, which is why I also kind of just decided, yeah, I could skip this and just go a spear route, because I think the spear is a lot easier to handle for me than the sword. But objectively speaking, I'm never going to get better with the sword unless I practice. Plus, if I'm taking this slow and steady,
Power of the gods.
gives me more chance to just practice dodging enemy attacks. So we'll take the 8% more damage on our attack, sure. And anything I want to sell?
Should I take the trade?
No, none of that. Shop or Aphrodite. Do we not already have 4 gods? No, we only have 3 gods, I guess. Aphrodite is not going to be one of them. I guess Heartrend would be a really good option, but I'm going to take the shop for the HP it can give us. We have a lot of coin. That's a lot of coin going into Aphrodite. I have strong words for you.
Boosted a boon.
A level on Athena's aid. I guess we buy the Aphrodite boon after all.
Made.
We'll take life affirmation. More HP gain when we get HP up. None of those other boons she offered were particularly exciting to me, and unfortunately we are going into Lerny and almost inevitably losing a Death Defiance here. We do have Athena in our god pool though, so there's a reasonable chance we refund one.
How was the magma temperature lately, Lerny?
It's hot. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess at this point, I guess we can crit on the attack. It'd be cool if we had some bigger numbers, but I'm not going to cry about what we've got. And honestly, actually, I think Crystal Clarity will make it so we can more reliably fill our God Gauge now, because it is a rapid hitting move. Does it? It does fill our God Gauge pretty slowly, all things considered, but it is filling it. When I said that the God Gauge is dependent on the number of hits, it's not entirely accurate. It does also depend a little bit on the damage that you deal, but by and large, I think the core of it is how many hits you deal. That's why the God Gauge fills so rapidly on weapons like the Aspect of Chiron and the rails. Nope, don't go in the lava. There we go. All right, we've got 2 rounds of Athena's Call that I can use to my advantage if I need to. I'm going to use one now, and one now as well. Bounce some projectiles back and take out these heads as quick as possible. There we go. That was pretty good. And while the laser beams are taking out these heads, I will try and not die, I guess. Oh, I think I'm going to get hit here for sure. The fact that I didn't get hit is kind of wild. Whoop. Oh, I have another Athena Call, so I'm going to go ahead and use that just for defensive purposes. And there we go. We somehow made it through all of that without losing a Death Defiance. And yet I'm still forgetting one of the core features of the Aspect of Arthur is that I should be using his... Oh, that traveled faster than I thought. As soon as it got out of the aura, it started traveling way faster and I couldn't account for it properly. But I'm forgetting to use our special against a boss that stays still and is very easy to slow down, I guess. But look at that. No Death Defiance wasted.
Meant to fly.
And another Lambent Plume proc. So, you know what? Lambent Plume is paying off fairly well. Not only did it get us rush delivery, but we've gotten a bunch of stacks on it, actually. We're at 18% more movement speed and damage. It's doing us pretty well, all things considered, although I don't know if it's how much damage is actually blocked for us. 26 coin for 61 HP, I will gladly take.
It.
And I think I'll save the rest of my coin for sticks so that we can potentially buy a Titan Blood. I'm burning through Titan Blood because I did max out the sword, the Aspect of Arthur before we started this run, admittedly. A shame we're not getting the gimmick run. I really wanted to try that gimmick run, but we need a lot of RNG in our favor, so that will probably be a run I'll have to attempt once I have stacked up more Fated Persuasion or whatever the other Fated option is, the one that lets you reroll doors, because I anticipate that's really what I need, the ability to reroll doors, so that I can guarantee the gods I'm looking for. Because as long as they're in my pool, there's a reasonable chance I'll find them soon enough. The main issue is that I need to somehow still luck myself into the Vengeance boons and the what is it called? Not just the vengeance boons, but the
More of you, huh?
the duo boon between Zeus and Ares after the fact.
I'm empty.
Oh, I still don't even have enough God Gauge. Kinda lame. Yeah, Crystal Beam helps us deal with some of our issue about not being able to generate God Gauge, but it doesn't fix the outright issue of we don't really generate it that fast with this weapon. Also, acknowledging that Crystal Clarity isn't that great when you don't have Mirage Shot or a bunch of stacking on the cast. I do feel that, unfortunately. Alright, we're just gonna keep stacking HP, I guess, and get as tanky as possible, so we at least have half the gimmick idea that I had.
More bright swords.
It would be cool if I could land these dash strikes. Yeah, so... There we go, okay. I think part of it is I just need to learn the timing a little bit better, and practice will permit that. In the meantime, I guess, as far as at-home news goes, we made so much curry soup. So we stumbled upon a chicken broth-based curry soup recipe that is quite yummy. Iwi's in charge of the seasonings, so I don't really know it. I think it's like we use a, what is it? We make like a, I think it's a teaspoon and a half, no, maybe a tablespoon and a half. No, it must be a teaspoon and a half of curry powder, a teaspoon of turmeric, and I think she said half teaspoon of, maybe a teaspoon or a half teaspoon of garam masala.
That does not belong to you.
Couple cracks of salt, couple cracks of pepper from a salt and pepper shaker, and then, oh, hello, guys. None of that, please. Here, have a Crystal Clarity. Or don't, because you're not standing in the corner for whatever reason.
I should not be the supervisor here.
And then it's a mixture of potatoes, peas, carrots, celery, onion. I think we take the Hermes room because we could get more speed up, and that would be really good for our rush delivery damage. Because when we crit, we're dealing 400 damage on. Oh my goodness, that was an 1,000 damage crit. Still doesn't beat some of the other builds. Okay, hold on. Repositioning because those dash strikes were missing every time. Wow. Anyway, back onto the soup. So yeah, so we start off, we saute an onion and a clove of garlic, and then we mix in a combination of celery, carrots, a chicken breast. We do use peas. I quite like how the peas taste. Sometimes we do a bag of mix of frozen vegetables instead, which is also quite good. I like how corn in the soup and string beans kind of make the soup broth taste a little bit sweeter. And of course potato, because curry is so good with potato in it. What have we got? Greater Recall, heck yeah, all right. So this will finally finish off a prophecy for us. Greater Recall, your cast gems return to you automatically. That'll also be quite nice for our cast, just making it so I don't have to kind of focus around picking them up as they get dropped. Instantly gain 25 HP. I do think I will take that. It's a cheap Centaur Soul, and we're pretty stocked up on coin. Now, a trial between Demeter and Aphrodite. I do kind of like the idea of that. Demeter, we could get Glacial Glare from. Athena, since we didn't waste our Death Defiance, I don't really think I need anything else from her, aside from maybe her... I could take her special, honestly. But I think, let's go for the duo here. I guess Aphrodite's damage up on the special would be decent, and then that sets us up for potential Heartrend shenanigans, so yeah, let's do that.
How's fearsome Megara the Fury treating you of late, dearest? I know her type so very well indeed. She acts as though there's nothing that can get under her skin, isn't that right? Oh, there are a lot of things that can get under her skin, as we've very clearly proven. I mean, we could take one revenge boon. I don't think it's worth it, though. It's funny, though. I think if I did this build, I would take Aphrodite, Zeus, Ares, are definitely some of the main ones. Probably Demeter for her chilled effect after that. And then we just stack up revenge boons from those kids. I could force a 5th god, technically, if they're all random in the pool. Or I could just keep taking different keepsakes and maybe get more than that. Anyway, we'll take her special, like I was saying.
Strength and beauty.
I don't think I need to be tankier than I am right now.
A harsh winter is coming for you, Zagreus. And I'm afraid you've brought it on yourself.
Alright, Demeter. I've got bad news for you and your goons. They're getting popped by crits. Sort of. We don't have enough damage to one-shot any Elysium enemies, unfortunately. We're not running Artemis on the aspect of Eris and getting cluster rockets like that one crazy run that we had not too long ago, sadly. Let's see if we can get a crit on the 3rd hit. We did not, but if we crit for those 275 hits, they are gonna be popping enemies like no tomorrow. Okay, these are all fakes. More enemies spawning in. We'll just pop some crystal clarity. Oh. Here, I'll use Athena's call to try and get some juicy hits, and I'm not... let me out. Okay. We lost our Lambent Plume. So here's where the Lambent Plume definitely falls off, because I'm gimmicking levels and not clearing fast enough. It's fine, though. Bail out before those things explode. Oh, hi there, bud. You're trying to hit me through a wall, I'm trying to hit you through a wall. Neither is working. Alright, fine. We're just going to swing. If we had forced overtime on, our basic attacks would be too slow to reliably hit these guys, which is probably the biggest reason why I can't attack fast enough to stop it from rearming. Jeez. Yeah. This is where Arthur feels worst.
You survived a little winter's chill, didn't you there? Be careful, though. Next season could be worse.
So we took a lot of damage there. Snow Burst, Frozen Touch. I guess, yeah, let's take Frozen Touch, I guess. Or we could restore 170 HP. Yeesh. And we heal 30% more from all other restorations. I think we'll take Frozen Touch. We can kind of get some degree of gimmicky revenge build going on here. With that in mind, we'll take Aphrodite as well and see if we can get hers. Oh, I didn't even realize we're getting a mini-boss chamber. So, let's just, get our free damage on here. Deny you your recovery, deny you your recovery, or put you within breath of death. Toss in Athena's call for a second. Alright, unfortunately these Revenants did regenerate. I need like one hit on this enemy to kill it. Alright, knocked it out of its regen. Come on, Butterfly Ball, stop dodging away. Like, the biggest issue I'm having with Arthur now is just the fact that if I get hit once, I'm knocked out of my attack. Alright, we killed the big scary thing, and by big scary thing I mean the thing that kind of keeps us from clearing the chamber. I want to try and focus down the spearmen first if I can. Yeah, we definitely need Glacial Glare. We get Glacial Glare and our cast damage will at least be semi-improved. We don't even one-shot Revenants. I don't know. Like, this is why I have mixed opinions about the swords as a whole. It always feels like even when I have their biggest damage numbers, they're still not that impressive. Parting Shot. Cast gains damage for striking, for any behind the... Cast gains any bonuses for striking foes from behind. So we're getting a lot of duo boons, but they're all duo boons that I could really do without. Like, I don't benefit from having them. But I guess we can sell it for coin and potentially buy something fun in the shop. Why don't we take the second hammer here? I mean, more HP is hilarious for our build, but we really obviously don't need it here. I think at the end of the day, and I know I keep saying this, it's just about a matter of practice. I don't like the sword, and I'm not going to like the sword, but at least I can be more consistent with it if I practice with it. Okay, I have to remember there's a fish in this chamber. Got a God Gauge, may as well pop it before the chariot clips me. I do at the very least appreciate that because we have greater recall, we're always going to have these, our cast stones just coming, or they're called bloodstones specifically. They'll always be coming back to us, which makes it reliable to just always have this on the field at all times. I just need to remember to use them. Alright, Flame Chariot. Can't touch this.
Easy.
Was it easy, Zagreus? Was it easy? I think we're taking a bit too much damage to call it easy. Alright, and our next hammer...
Mix up my style.
Hoary Excalibur, or I don't know why I flubbed the line like that, is 45% larger and makes foes 10% slower. I mean, honestly, Supernova is objectively better if that's the case, because this hits a wider area and does 20% more damage. But this sounds hilarious, and I kind of want to see it. So we're taking greater concentration, or consolidation. What was it? I missed it. 36 coin for 118 HP. Sure, why not? Never punished. And then coin or HP. I think we're more than plenty good on coin, so let's keep stacking that HP. Let's see if we can make it to 400 this run.
Now, cut me a carp.
Oh, anyway, so the soup. What we also did. So this is one of my favorite soups that we make. It's really tasty. It's pretty darn filling because it's just so packed with vegetables, and the chicken helps kind of get the protein in, which also gives a good bit of gastric fill. Wow, I sound like a nerd when I say that. Right, why am I not using my cast? I should use my cast against these guys just for easier peace of mind, if nothing else. Look how slow they are, though. Imagine if we had them chilled. Okay, I have an idea. All we need is Glacial Glare. We want one ability that can just stack chilled, and then we can see enemies get slowed to ridiculous, unreasonable proportions. I think that's going to be the gimmick of this build. How badly can we slow enemies into nothing? And we aren't even at the full potential of that, because that would have been the reason to take Dionysus. Dionysus has a boon that slows enemies based on the number of ticks of hangover they have. So that would be pretty funny. Okay, I have a new gimmick build in mind. Let's see how slow we can make the enemies here. And then next time when we take Arthur, we'll take Dionysus, even though he's a terrible god for the build. I could actually force Dionysus into the next floor, but we'd need 2 of his boons, and it seems unlikely that we'd get both of those. Palm versus Patroclus. I'm just going to take the easy chamber, and maybe a little bit of new dialogue with these kids.
There, that's your ward approaching. We have a visitor.
We have a visitor indeed, but let me take this first. A little bit of coin, thank you. What have you got for me?
Something for the journey still to come.
So no new dialogue, sadly. I could take Hydrolite Gold, because that'll heal us back to full. But Cyclops Jerky, come on, man. 60% more attack damage for 10 rooms. Too funny not to pass up. And a free Artemis? Heck yeah. Although, at this point, the only thing I can stand to gain from Artemis is probably her legendary.
In the name of Hades.
Heartrend. Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about Heartrend. Never mind. I had one other thing that I could really benefit from. Critical effects deal bonus, even more damage to weakened foes. So I have to remember to use my special just to apply weak, because I'm really not using my special at all, but look how big that aura of you cannot move is.
So? You return at your peril, Hellspawn. You'll get no quarter here.
Okay, but what about, like, a couple nickels and a dime? I think I could get that, right, Theseus? You'd give that to me, at least. I know, bad jokes. Bad jokes everywhere, Kiwi. Alright, let's see if we can crit here. Oh, Asterius. Oh, Asterius, you're so slow. You're so slow, Asterius. I feel just a tad bad. Just a tad. Only a tad. Only a tad. Maximum, we're capping at just a tad. Oh, you know what? Because we have Demeter's Revenge boon, we can actually chill enemies if we get hit. Look at how slow this poor bullman is. He can't move. So what is the opposite of forced overtime? I guess consensual or no. I guess consent would be correct, or there's another word I'm trying to think of, but I can't place it, darn it. Alright. We'll just let the bull get... Man, the bull travel... Does the bull not get affected by the, when he's spinning there, does he not get affected by the slow effect of the aura, I think? He doesn't. Interesting. Alright, you are slowed, my friend. Bring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. I am teasing this bull, man, because I'm just so amused by this weird gimmick build that we've got going on. Alright, can I get a juicy crit? 855. If we had a back attack, that would have done 50% more, I think, so it would have been like 1200 potentially, or at least over 1000. We're almost at max god gauge. I might have to toss it though, because I am getting lower than I would like. Okay, we are at max. I'm tossing it because I knew I was going to get hit by that. Alright, let's just go ahead and smack this guy as much as possible. There goes the bull. And now we just keep on a Theseus.
Now to deal with you.
I think we'll have to dash strike him for our max damage, just because he moves too fast to reliably get all 3 hits from the sword, unless he stands still like this. And 3, no crit, sadly, but if we did get Heartrend on that, or a crit on that, imagine how much damage I would have done. And now we've slowed him. I guess I should drop, like, Crystal Glare, or Crystal Clarity, Crystal Beam, whatever. Another. Here, have a slow, and some casts. Get a call, or get a... Alright, I'm gonna use my call here, and whoop-bam, and whoop-bam, and whoop-bam. Oh, wow, we got bounced everywhere there. I appreciate that the gods that Theseus call on, he does actually get their boon effects. Like, we got knocked away by Poseidon's call, or maybe Theseus' attack there. Now, I do openly recognize that I am playing around maybe a little bit too much there. We definitely didn't get the Lament Plume procs. I think we'll get some more procs from it, or activations of it, in Styx. Upgraded rarity. A higher rarity Glacial Glare would be awesome. Or, ooh, Ignited Ichor. 20% more move speed for 8 encounters will give us 20% more damage. We'll take both of these, actually. Move speed and that.
Boons for coin.
And then nothing I'm going to purge in the Pool of Purging. Let's move on to the next floor. We're keeping the Lament Plume. We've got a nice 20% damage steroid on it because we got Rush Delivery. Would have loved to see a higher rarity Rush Delivery, but I'm not going to complain about what we got. I mean, anytime you get Rush Delivery, whether it's the lowest to rarity or not, it gives a pretty sizable amount of damage. Alright, so what are we looking for at this point? Honestly, more revenge boons, if anything. Athena and Demeter and a fish. Where's the fish? It's over. I saw it. There it is. I guess Aphrodite's curse or revenge boon would be good. So I'll probably go for that afro room I see in the corner. And fish.
Bite this. Huzzah.
It's always a scuffer with you, isn't it? Alright, so Athena and Aphrodite on this floor, and then Demeter and Athena. I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to take Demeter here.
Use this.
And I really don't want Stubborn Roots. I could sell it again, which is the funny bit. But I'm going to reroll and hope for Glacial Glare.
How about some other boons instead?
There it is, Glacial Glare. Your cast fires longer and inflicts chill. I really just care about the chill effect. The rest is whatever. We do see a Titan Blood on this floor, so I will probably try and save up coin after this. Having bought that boon in the shop, I have kind of made it a little bit harder to potentially achieve that.
Not now.
Okay, for a second I was worried that those casts got dropped in the table and we're not going to be able to do anything about it. But we're fine. So I guess I can go into more detail about the build I had envisioned. So the primary gods would be Aphrodite, Demeter, Ares, and Zeus. And then our goal is to get as many revenge boons as possible. And then the reason why I want those revenge boons in particular is because they all do things that make it easier to go for that forbidden build of going AFK in Hades to beat the boss. Because, think about it, Aphrodite's curse applies weak to enemies, which means the enemies are going to be doing a significantly reduced amount of damage. I think about 30% at minimum, and tier 2 boons from Aphrodite can stack up that effect further. Then, oh no, we got another Ignited Ichor. Oh gosh, that's a lot of Rush Delivery damage, Kiwi. Look how fast we are. So movement speed in this game is multiplicative, which means every 20% actually ends up being more than 20%, I believe. I only heard it explained in very brief passing, so I don't fully comprehend it maybe, but like we have we are very zoomy right now. It's kind of funny that the slowest sword is actually the fastest sword now. How much move speed are we at, I wonder? Oh, I'm taking so much unnecessary damage here, Kiwi. But anyway, so the forbidden build. So Aphrodite's weakening effect will apply on enemies, making them deal less damage to us. Then Demeter slows enemies so they don't attack as quickly. Zeus and Ares have their duo boon, which makes our revenge boons go off automatically every couple seconds. And then finally after that, Zeus's revenge just has really high base damage and can apply Jolted. So let's see. Okay, so we did get her revenge boon. After you take damage foes around you and inflict weak. Revenge damage 50 damage. So we've got Demeter's, which also fully applies chilled on enemies. And then if we could get her boon that when all foes in the room are chilled afflicted, they take a damage over time effect and are slowed further, I believe. That could also be really good. Or her effect that every time an enemy is full stack on chilled, they blow up and take base damage. I think it's like 80 damage at lowest rank. Either of those would just make for a really strong overall DPS potential. We'll combo that with, again, Jolted from Zeus's from Zeus, maybe even Double Strike, because technically that would affect the revenge boon. So it could potentially hit twice. And you've got yourself set up for a really high DPS potential. Then you could, if you don't naturally get those 4 gods, you could also, or if you do naturally get those 4 gods, you could potentially force another god like Ares to give you his revenge boon as well. And then from there, it's just stacking anything that makes you more defensive. Athena boons, because she has a revenge boon. So you could definitely consider Athena, because she gives damage reduction. All right. I don't think this is enough to afford the Titan Blood, but we do have... We would lose this Ignited Ichor if we took that extra room. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I think the Titan Blood is more worthwhile to get. And we only need to afford another 75 gold, so we can definitely get it with one more room. Let's take the Athena, let's take the Athena room and see if we get her revenge boon as well. And then maybe we do just like periodically just let ourselves AFK for a little bit and see what happens, just for the funsies. I'll clear phase 1 and then maybe we can AFK phase 2 and see if we can kill him. Because I would say that's pretty funny if we can manage it. Drop my lasers where I can. It's weird. This build is a whole lot of little things adding up into a lot of big things. Like, yeah, I'm sad I'm going to lose the 20% damage buff of Ignited Ichor, but we could potentially see ourselves getting another damage up, so why not? Not damage up, but another revenge boon from Athena. I think it's worth it just for the shits and giggles, if nothing else. Because if this build isn't just shits and giggles as it is already, I don't know what it is. It's like... we kind of just pivoted 3 times to a different build and somehow still kind of ended up adjacent to the build that I wanted to get. We're just missing the Zeus and Ares duo that we need. But yeah, basically, I think Artemis is the only god of the core boon giving gods that does not have a revenge effect. Don't quote me on that because I have to think a little bit harder about it, but I believe that to be the case. Let's not get hit by that. But I mean, look at our HP. We have 360 HP. We are a tanky godling. I mean, it would be great if we went into these fights with less damage on us, since we would like to have as much HP to AFK Hades as possible anyway, but let us see how this run ends. I'm very curious to see if I can get away with AFKing Hades' second phase.
My keepsake.
Oh, we got another Lambent Plume. Honestly, 5% damage reduction or the HP. So this regeneration happens regardless of taking damage or not. So I guess we'll take Stubborn Roots because that might keep us alive in the final phase while we're AFKing Hades. If we even need it, honestly. There's a reasonable chance we don't need it. All right, there's our Titan Blood. Kiwi, are you ready to see some gimmick? So like I said, I'm going to do...
Gigantic Cerberus accepts the prince's foul offering.
I'm going to do the first phase naturally. I'm not going to risk anything because the first phase is kind of weird and he spawns in mobs that can be a problem. And then starting phase 2, we go AFK until we get to our last Death Defiance, and then maybe we play a little bit and then we AFK again if not. And maybe what I'll do is if things get dicey, all I'll do is just drop the special and then continue to watch us AFK him. Maybe that's what I'll do. I think Boiling Blood is probably the biggest issue.
Who shall be first to return home this time, do you suppose?
Boiling Blood specifically being the burst that hit, or the curse that Hades applies to us if he hits us with his cast. But dash out of that, and now this poor man, look at how slow he is. He can't even do anything. He's so slow. He's so slow. Okay, let's pop this while we're waiting. All right, strongbows I can deal with. They are tanky, but they're not tanky enough. It seems like they actually are tanky mostly from armor. So pop their armor and there's not much they can do to you. We'll just use our crystals, I guess. Get rid of this. Looks like we need at least 1 crit to fully pop that, to fully pop his cast gems. You know what? I just realized we still have Athena's call. So again, I make the grand assumption that you need to take damage to benefit from...
Got you.
That you did, Dad. You got me. Good job. But I got my cast gems back, which means you're gonna get slowed again. All right, we do have Athena's Call. So yeah, the question is, if he hits us with Athena's Call active, do we still take damage, or do we still trigger revenge boons? And I'm not convinced we do. Look at how slow his projectile travels through that aura. All right, Kiwi, moment of truth. Can we AFK Hades? Well, okay, not quite the moment of truth. I'm pussyfooting around a little bit here. Oh, I could have evaded that. Maybe I just use Athena's Call here just for the safety it brings. 'Cause I am just eating damage here. All right, there we go. That should be him phasing right here. Okay, phase 2. Let's drop our aura, drop our cast.
Enough of this.
And I let that hit me because I could. We're gonna drop one special, and now we AFK. Backs against the wall, let's see what happens.
Let me go.
Actually, here, let's prove a point. Do you get revenge wounds on you? I don't think you do, unfortunately. Alright, so this didn't work nearly as well as I'd hoped, but look how long we're just standing here, letting Dad hit us. Okay. Okay, so it turns out these revenge boons don't do a lot of damage at all. I think we do need Zeus and Ares duo to make this viable. Oh well. At least we could, once again, just face tank Dad and be as disrespectful to his cause as possible.
I have something for you.
No thank you, don't want it. You have the slowest lasers I have ever seen. Try my lasers, they're a lot faster. It is funny, we're having like a laser battle or a beam struggle even. Alright. I should probably play a little bit more seriously. We're taking more damage than we need to. But like, how slow have we made Hades at this point? 10 stacks of chilled. I'll have to see how much chilled slows enemies by. I think it's at cap 40%. And then we have a 60% reduction of movement and attack speed from the Arthur special as well. So here, let's go ahead and pop all of our. Yes, you can. Oh, that's lame. Look at him. He actually knew how to dodge out of our attacks. All right, let's see if we can get one meaty crit on our third hit. 2 and 3. 1, 2. Well, we ended with a crit on 511. Oh, I forgot to use Sisyphus this whole time. Oops.
I shall see you back at home.
Okay, well this.
Such strength. Boy.
This was a really weird run, and I don't know even what to say carried the run, honestly, because like obviously the majority of our damage came from crit chance, I guess. But honestly, I think we just go with what we went with, what we said we were gonna do. We had chill. We had the aura effect of, where is it? Frozen touch. Or here, let's see, where is it? I want greater consecration. There it is. Greater concentration. Greater concentration. I can't say greater consecration. 10% slower. We got rush delivery, which is pretty funny as well. Maybe I toss the Lambent Plume here and show that off, because greater recall was cool and all, but it didn't really do anything for us on this run. So let's see. It was Holy Excalibur, it's Greater Consecration, Glacial Glare so that we applied Chill, Rush Delivery so we can be fast, and then probably Lambent Plume is the final thing we'd put on here, unless there's a good other alternative. I don't think there is. Yeah, let's toss on. We had a nice bit of stacking on the Lambent Plume here. So we went fast, they went slow, and it was pretty darn funny. Let's see. So chilled. How much slowdown effect does chill do? 48 win streak. Okay, let's see. Chilled. The effect of chilled would cause 4% up to 10 times. So yeah, it's a 40% speed reduction. We get, I believe, 40% speed and attack. Right? Is it just damage reduction? I think it makes it, yeah, it slows foes. I assume 40% as well. So assuming the aura is a 40% slow on enemies, plus the 10% from the hammer we got, and the Demeter chilling effect stacking up, we got ourselves a 90% slow on every enemy.
Snakes and serpents rank amongst the creatures somewhat known to Zagreus, due to their presence in the underworld. But so it is with delight that he approaches one upon the surface, greeting it as a familiar friend. It greets him venomously back, using its fangs.
Nothing is sadder than seeing what you think is a cute animal that you want to pet, only to find out that the petting ends with teeth. You gotta learn to read the nonverbal signs of an animal that sees prey or is experiencing fear.
That time, Father.
Or Zagreus.
Oh wow! You'll get him next time, right?
That I will. Hypnos, that I will. Oh, you are back. Excellent. So you both have new dialogue because you're back, and that means a bunch of people have new dialogue. Okay. Man, this game never runs out of dialogue. It is wild.
Hey, Achilles, I uncovered a late passage in the Codex with regard to Thanatos and me. It says, you think that I'm the god of blood? I'm not the god of anything, I think.
I mean, it makes sense if we're the god of blood. We throw our bloodstone everywhere.
Oh, nonsense, lad. If you're a god, then you're the god of something, I'm sure. It's just an observation, and I genuinely hope it's no offense. But see, your father and your mother and your bloodstones and your disposition.
I'm not the god of anything, all right?
No, the god of blood makes a lot of sense. And I think canonically, like in actual Greek mythos, Zagreus was the god of blood. I never realized that, or I forgot about that.
The hellish watchdog snarls at the listless shades crowding about the court.
If I don't pet your other heads, don't bite my arm off. Deal?
I feel like that is Cerberus is the equivalent of the serpent. There's only one correct way to pet him, and that's on the leftmost head.
Welcome home, Mother. How was your trip? Things go all right with you and Demeter? With Grandmother. Still getting used to thinking of her that way.
I wonder if she was gone for a total of 4 runs, because then we could argue maybe she's gone, like every run is equivalent to 1 season.
You know, it's funny. I think she was so overwhelmed to see me again that maybe something finally changed in her. I always thought she was utterly unyielding. She asked me if I truly came here by choice, and I put her at ease.
You know, something I'm realizing that they should have done, if they had thought of it, was the entrance to the overworld where we fight Hades. When Persephone, after the epilogue, when Persephone is with Demeter, they should have made that scene look more not covered in snow and ice. Because canonically, like, that's how it works, right? Winter is the season when Persephone is in the underworld, and the other 3 seasons are when Persephone is with Demeter.
Oh, that's a relief. Grandmother can be rather intense, but she's been kind to me and very helpful too. Do you suppose she'll ease up on the whole eternal winter thing there on the surface now that she knows you're safe?
I asked. She told me that she would. Warmth shall return to the surface. Some of the time, at least. Likely on a rigid schedule, knowing her. And perhaps not in the vicinity of our domain. She's not the sort to forgive and simply forget.
At least she forgave.
Yeah, at least she forgave, but she most certainly will not forget.
It's good to see Mother's back. Not that I was too concerned, but I was definitely a little concerned.
I shared in that particular concern. And yes, it is good the Queen has once again returned. And she shall have to depart again before we know it, so cherish your time with her, boy.
Zagreus.
Zagreus.
Look at him being fatherly.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
So, I'm quite confused, I must admit, my friend. The Queen Persephone, she is your mother, then? How is it that she came to reside here?
Orpheus, you're a little slow on the uptake, but maybe it's because we have to contend with all the lies we fed him, and finally the truth is coming out that he'll have to believe that some of our tall tales were just tales.
Well, it all started when my father saw her on Olympus, and they fell madly in love. He swept her off her feet and brought her here. The Olympians, they got pretty worried when they saw she was gone. But now it's okay. Everything's out in the open.
But surely the Queen's mother on Olympus, the great goddess Demeter, surely she would quite like it if she saw her daughter still from time to time.
She is doing that, Orpheus. Where have you been? Did you skip the festivities?
Oh, that. Thing is, Mother ate some pomegranate seeds when she was here. And we have rules about that stuff, you know. It means she cannot leave this place for very long at all. I'm sure Demeter will understand. And unfreeze everything when her daughter's around.
Ah, yes, pomegranate seeds, of course, of course. Though, there is one more subject I don't understand, which is how you fit into all of this. Were you not trying to escape from here?
Forget about me, Orpheus. This isn't about me, it's about Mother. What's important is she's here where she belongs.
That's fair, but I think Orpheus's questions are justified if he is a little bit late to the party.
I see. I understand. Well, thank you then for clearing all that up. It is a splendid tale, I must say, and every part of it makes sense to me at last.
If you say so, Orpheus, something tells me we may have some miscommunications here, but no matter. What I really wonder is, does Orpheus make a song out of this? And I don't think he does, but that would have been cool if they had made like one last song that you could unlock after the epilogue.
Same goes for me, mate. Same goes for me.
Granted, I feel like a lot of people would not see it because it would take so long to unlock. We'll take a nectar for 10 gems. Sure, thanks, broker. Oops, I bought a Titan blood too.
Fine work from the house contractor.
All right, Meg.
We keep on running into one another lately, don't we, Zag?
Always. All right, chef, give us the goods.
Here's what I caught lately.
We have got 2 nectar, 60 gems.
Till next time.
Till next time. All right, next, what have you got to say about Mom being back?
Next, did you really give Dusa quite possibly the sole surviving Epsilon Edition Chthonic companion in the entire underworld? She's very grateful for it. So much so that she entrusted Feedy to my care. They grow in power that way, right?
Wow, this is a really late dialogue chain. Also, I still don't think we've resolved the whole issue of Nyx not wanting Dusa to be around us.
The severed Gorgon head is not without redeeming attributes, my child. Though I expected this companion would soon find its way to you, the way the two of you have grown attached. Thus, in one action, both of you have found encouragement.
That's very calculating when you put it quite like that.
It still seems like she's treating Dusa with relative disdain, calling her the severed Gorgon head rather than calling her Dusa by her name, you know?
That
anyway,
came to pass.
Look at that. The power without equal. A power without equal. The son of the god of the dead shall someday earn various legendary boons offered by the Olympians. Reward 1,000 gems.
Greatest boons of the Olympians.
All we have left is getting all of the hammers on the sword, on the bow, and then gift of song. Oh, we have to learn how to play our lyre still. It's sounding a little bit more tuned. I think we're getting there.
I hate this thing.
Oh, come on, Zagreus. It's not that bad. Coming from a guy who never had the patience to learn an instrument.
Less yak and more smacking, boyo. Now come on.
You said it, Skelly. All right, Kiwi. Looks like we're doing a shield run next time. I think I had a fun gimmick build for this too, but I can't remember what it was, unfortunately. So I'll have to think about that off screen. But for now, what I will say, Kiwi, is I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades action. Until then, I love you. Take care now.
Anyways.